Hey everybody, Michael here from Replica Airguns, and I got some new products to talk to you guys about, show you some that we're going to be carrying, some that I've been trying to get my hands on to do, just to do reviews, like this Crosman DPMSR, that's what it is, DPMSR SBR, and you know, this one, really cool, had a chance to play with it. I'll talk a little bit about it in a second. Got a Gletscher product I want to show you that I've been waiting to review for almost years now. It was released a couple years back. This one was released in, well, at least introduced in January at SHOT Show this year, so it's taken a little while. And then also KWA. I have reviewed some KWA products, usually when they're distributed through other companies like ASG or Umarex, but I've never really been able to bring to you guys KWA branded, distributed through KWA products, and we now carry a bunch of those guys in our store. So a whole bunch just came in. I've got some to review for you guys, but I'm going to do this guy first, this Gletscher product, this mystery Gletscher product, and then I'll probably get to the KWA guns shortly after that. But because I just wanted to review these guns for so long. Alright, so what do we have here? The DPMSR SBR. This is a steel BB, 4.5mm BB, semi-auto, full auto machine gun, M4 platform, AR platform, long awaited. This gun works and operates almost exactly, you know, like a real steel AR. So if you're an AR guy and you want the AR platform, 2 CO2 in the mag, 25 rounds in the single stack magazine. They kind of stack a little bit zigzag, but they went that way so there wouldn't be any issues with them catching or sticking on each other like some double stack steel BB magazines with other guns. So a little less rounds but more reliable. I think that was a smart choice. Full working, you know, everything's charging handle, bolt dust cover, bolt release, semi-auto, full auto. Well, I think I think we actually have the mags. There we go. The problem is it doesn't have any BBs in it, so it's catching out, but that's okay. Just hold it down. There it is. So I gotta put some new CO2 in it pretty soon. I've been playing around with it. I'm going to be reviewing this week, at least outside and getting out and having some fun with it. You know, so cool, adjustable stock. This guy, you can take it down into the two halves just like a real AR. You know, you got your foregrip. This gun has everything that you would want, okay? So at least that I would want. Next up, the mystery gun from Gletscher. Which one is it? The M1944 Mazen Nagant, I don't know. I always butcher it. I've been waiting for this one to review for several years. I do have the short version with the cut-off stock, shorter barrel, but this is the one I've really been wanting to get my hands on to review. You know, you've got this awesome fold-out bayonet, and it's real steel, like, or at least metal, probably steel. I have to put a magnet to it, but it's you know, you could hurt yourself with it, so be careful. When they actually were in SHOT Show, they weren't allowed to bring this one out because it had a bayonet and people thought it could be used to hurt somebody at the show, so they had it behind the counter and they would bring it out to let people see one at a time. You know, working bolts, steel BB again, 4.5mm CO2 in the magazine, BBs in the magazine, bolt action. Very, very cool. This one's going to be next up for my reviews, so stay tuned for that. We do have the Gletscher M1944 in our Replica Airgun store, so that's cool. The next thing is KWA, okay? Got a few KWA guns here I want to show you. This one probably will be one of my first. I just like these little ARs, I don't know. This is a full blowback, gas blowback system, right? Full blowback, heavy blowback, full cycle bolt, right? Semi, full auto. You got your adjustable stock. You know, everything's gonna be just like the real deal on this gun. Everything's gonna work just like a real AR. Now, you might notice we have these orange tips. A little bit of a mix-up when KWA sent these guns to us. We were supposed to get black tips, so the first batch that we have is going to potentially have orange tips. That will migrate into black tips. You know, so you might have to do your own magic on them to get these to black in Canada here, but we will be getting them with black tips eventually. Not a big deal. Some of you might even want orange tips just because you're just going to use them for airsoft games. You want people to know it's an airsoft gun. That's the whole reason why guns come with orange tips, so people know the difference, right? We also have, this is if you want something in an AEG, this is the Ronin, very slick. You know, it's got blowback action as well, but it's an AEG. You know, the battery's going to be in the stock here. This is neat, it's got the metal stock, right? Metal rod stock, adjustable rear stock, a little hard to do with one hand. But really nice gun, all metal. Even the receiver, you can feel it's cold, it's metal. You know, high capacity magazine, I'm not sure of the rounds, but nice gun. If you want an AEG, you want that consistency and lots of rounds, and a small, you know, footprint. This thing's tiny, man. This is really cool. Flip up sights, right front and back. Very, very slick. You put whatever kind of hardware you want on there, scopes, you know, everything, right? Nothing on the bottom here, but you can put some sort of red dot on here. You really don't have a lot of room for anything up here, but you know, you can just hold it here, here, wherever you want, right? Okay, so let's get really quickly into some of the pistols. Looks like my battery might be dying. I might have to, if I go off, I'll come back, I'll just switch out the battery. I got another one. Alright, so KWA, let's look at some of these pistols. Again, red tips, kind of sucks, but that's the way it is, right? So which model is this? This is the M22-6LE, and it's a SIG, you know, and the nice thing is it's not etched. All of the actual markings on the gun are right in the slide. So really nice. I don't know if you can see it, but all right, there you can see they're right in the slide. Pretty slick. Hey, nice guns. KWA makes some of the nicest guns out there. The quality's right up there. You know, KG Works is pretty close, but you know, I'm gonna have to do some trial and error, maybe some side-by-side testing between some of the KG Works and the KWA guns. Similar models. I'll test them out side by side once I've gone through the regular testing. That'll probably be something I want to do next. What else we got here? We got a classic 1911 A1 here, and this is going to be a green gas gun. Okay, these are almost, I think all of these are green gas guns, which is kind of cool. They had high enough velocity that we were able to import them with green gas as opposed to the CO2, because a lot of times the CO2 magazines are a lot bigger, right? And they kind of stick out and they just don't look quite as authentic. So moving on, I want to get through this before the camera dies. Another 1911, the Mark II. We got Mark V's, I believe, as well. So there's a bunch of different 1911s. Again, these are going to be green gas. Right, well, the magazine here, but it's going to be a green gas magazine. Okay, nice pistols. And again, I'll do some side-by-side comparisons between our, you know, KJ Works 1911s, maybe even some KWC 1911s, and the KWA, right? Everything likes to start with a K out there and over in Taiwan. Last one. And I have other models too. I'm just showing you just briefly some stuff. We got lots of other rifles, pistols from KWA, a whole ton of stuff from KWA, even some new stuff from KG Works that I haven't talked about yet, but we do have some new stuff, a couple new items from KG Works. Alright, so lots of new stuff. I mean, so much new stuff, right? I have reviewed this guy before, there we go, but it was an ASG product. It was branded through ASG. So I actually have done the MP9 in a previous review, so check that out. But this is the KWA branded one. And you know, we got different versions, different colors and things, and it's in our store now. I never was able to actually have it in the store, right? So this one again should be semi and full auto. Yeah, usually it's with the selector here, semi and full. So you select semi-auto on the left side, full auto on the right side, and it'll just go to town, unload all your airsoft BBs. Now again, all the KWA stuff is going to be airsoft, whereas the first two guns, the Gletscher and the Crosman, are steel BB, right? So KWA typically makes airsoft. I believe they, you know, some of these companies are starting to cross over a little bit and at least make like steel BB versions for other companies, even if they don't typically do their own. Get that back in there, wrong way. So, so you never know. I mean, down the road, maybe KWA will start selling steel BB. I don't think it's that much, you know, too difficult to really convert an airsoft to a steel BB or a BB to airsoft. You just got to change the bags down around a little bit, some of the gas tubes and the barrels obviously a little bit, but that's it. I mean, the guns pretty much operate exactly the same. So that's it for now. Stay tuned for a bunch of crazy reviews, lots of cool stuff. I mean, I get excited. I hope you're excited. This is exciting. I mean, I've been looking for some of these guns for a long time, and so I am really excited about these reviews. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Check me out on Facebook and Twitter. Also come on down to replicaairguns.ca and .us, our Canada and US online stores, where we have a whole bunch of products, right? We've got airsoft guns, BB guns, pellet guns, blank guns, you name it, all kinds of air guns. So check the stores out over in our Canada and US store. And of course, if I haven't already said it, don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.